All right, we are live. Week 16 of doing the Sunday lives every week. If you are new here or you're watching this as a replay, I go live every single Sunday, 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time to talk about RVs. I can answer pretty much any question you may have. So I like to go every week with my subscribers. I get about 200 subscribers a week. So sometimes I am repetitive on the things that I say, but it's also for the new people that are just joining the channel. But basically what I like to do is I like to go live, and what we get to do is we get to tour the whole lot. You can ask me any questions you may have. You can even tell me, hey, I'm looking for a trailer that's 5,000 pounds, 25 feet, and then we can go and look at what we have on the lot. We haven't gotten a whole lot of new stuff in just because it is December, but we're gonna let some people get on, and then we will start looking at some trailers. Again, I repeat myself a lot, those of you that come on every single week. Um, but like I said, I get a lot of subscribers in new each week, so I like to see if they have any questions that I can answer or give them the same tips that I gave you guys when you first joined. So let me know if my audio is coming in good. It's a little cold today. Not too bad, not as bad as last week, so I think it's going to be a good tour. Sunday live, if you are watching this as a replay, usually it takes about 24 hours for the live comments to show up. So if it is 24 hours since this has been posted, there'll be 2 dots at the bottom where the comments are. You could slide that to the side, and then you'll be able to read all the comments from my subscribers that are asking questions and stuff like that. Also, it takes about 24 hours for the HD to get uploaded. So if it's not super clear, that is usually why. But we will jump on the golf cart now. Got some people in here. Let me know if you can hear me. Also, let me know if this is your first live. How's it going? Thanks for making it, Joe. Hey, I meant to tell you, Joe. I don't know what it is. We're having issues. I noticed you put a Google review a couple weeks ago, and it just deleted it. It's like all the people that are putting like reviews on our for our dealership, they're just randomly getting deleted. I think like 8 people, their reviews got deleted. It's so weird. So we're gonna have to contact Google. I think they think it's probably like spam or something because a lot of you guys are like out of state. Not totally sure why, but I did want to thank you for that review. I got to see your nice truck that you're hopefully gonna put a trailer behind it eventually. So we're gonna start. I always like to start with a Catalina, and then like always we work our way up. And of course, as we do that, just feel free to ask me for anything you want to see. Make sure we got our plug ready. I toured this one. No worries, Joe. If you can, great. If not, I don't know. It's like at first I was like, dang, I pissed a lot of people off. I don't know what I said because there was like 8 reviews that got deleted, and I'm like, there's no way I made that many people mad. So, but I really appreciate that. That's cool. All right, let's back this bad boy up a little bit. I did tour this one the other day, and I was very impressed with it. It has like the longest table ever. If you are new here, leave a comment. Let me know if this is your first live here with us today. A lot of you guys come every week, and I feel bad because I say the same thing. You even have to hear my same terrible jokes. All right, let's get through here. All right. Hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. Turn you around real quick. So this is a Catalina. Like I said, we always start with your more traditional builds. So in RVs, you have your traditional, hey, Tyler, I'm here. Want to see a 29 FBS. Ooh, 20 FBS. Yes, Kevin, I remember talking to you this week. We'll definitely look at one of those as well. 20 FBS E-Pro. So we're going to start showing some of these first, and then towards the end, we'll start doing all the ones you guys want to see. This can be more of your traditional stick and tin build, and I like to explain this to you guys so that way when you're out looking at dealerships, you know what to look for. So a little harder in this layout to see the wood framing because this just leads to your washer and dryer prep. Let's go through this thing. This thing is sweet. The 3 knees, this might be a little bigger than what some of you guys are looking for, but I did have questions on this, I believe. 9,400 pounds and 37 feet total. But check it out. How sweet is that? L-shaped couch, opposing slides on both sides. The world's longest table. That's perfect. That's like a Thanksgiving table right there. Pretty neat. And then you can pull this out. So if you want to have like a more personal meal, you can put the chairs on each side and pull that table out, and it does go across the whole way. But man, that is a massive table. And then you got some big windows to the left, rack and pinion slide systems on both sides. If you're new here, there's a lot of different slide systems. You'll know it's a rack and pinion slide system because it's nice and flush with the floor. And also it goes through the frame of the trailer, and I'll show you that as well. Nice big residential size appliance. You got GE appliances throughout. I really like Catalina. It's not like an entry-level trailer, but it is definitely a little more affordable as we go up. You got solid surface countertops throughout. It's kind of a unique island. It's like just a little squared out. Still decent amount of room on this side with some drawers to cook. Three air conditioners in this thing. Definitely need that. Pretty heavy unit though. And then you have your nice big wall right here to put a TV. You got your fireplace. Pretty nice. Let's check out the bathroom. Pretty decent. Got a porcelain throne on this. And then of course, Catalina, they just give you the small fart fan. Dang, just got in from shoveling snow. Snowing a lot where you're at, huh? We actually did get our first snow here in New Mexico, and it was quite a bit. I get all excited when it snows. I can't go to sleep. Just looking outside. So pretty nice bathroom. Like I said, this is a little bigger than what most of you guys probably want. And then I'll do a bunkhouse after this, kind of like last week. I tried to do a bunk and a couples coach. You got your slide out bed. Pretty neat. And then you do have your washer and dryer prep right here. Pretty decent storage. Oh, I can't get that with one hand. It's got big windows for sure. So now that we're at the Catalina, some of these will not have an enclosed underbelly. So if that's important to you, camping in cold weather, you really want to make sure those tanks are not exposed because they could potentially freeze on you. I think this one does have the enclosed underbelly. And sometimes you can see if you're out looking at RVs, just look at the stickers and they'll all be a little different, but like you'll be able to see shield protection, enclosed underbelly. But I would say this isn't like as extreme as like a Flagstaff. See how it's kind of like just a thin, it's hard to tell. It's just like a thin little thing that's covering it. I think it's more of like a protectant. I mean, it will help a little bit with the cold, but as we move up, you definitely get features and options that are going to be a little more better for those cold temperatures. All right, let's move on to the next one. Whew. Not too many customers coming in today. Always gets a little slow during the holidays. Even the factories close. That's kind of why I haven't done too many tours the last couple weeks, because I'm waiting for some stuff to come in for you guys that's a little bit new. But I did just do that one. So that'll be the Catalina Legacy. We'll just go do the 20 FBS real quick for Kevin. She asked for it. And then we'll come back and forth. So that way, if you guys are requesting anything, we'll just go to those right away. So Flagstaff is probably my favorite brand. You guys know that I like it because of the quality, the build quality, the construction. And then this will be a good point. This will actually help Kevin a lot to explain the differences from, an E-Pro up to a Classic. Maybe that's what we'll do right now. And I'll show you the differences because there's some small differences, but for the most part, they're all constructed extremely well. So this is going to be the Flagstaff E-Pro 20 FBS. And you had a Chevy Colorado, I believe. But you had the one that tows, I think you said like 6,200, 6,500. I couldn't remember. But you could definitely tow an E-Pro. He was interested in a Nobo, but it was a little close. So let's see what this one looks like. All right. So this is a big step up going from a Catalina to a Flagstaff, because now we are at an all 6-side aluminum frame trailer, meaning the roof, the floor, front wall, back wall, both side walls are all aluminum. And then also you can always see underneath right here the aluminum framing. And then Flagstaff does go a little further on their aluminum framing, and I'll show you when we go inside. And now we're on a laminated wall. So the corrugated metal one is more like a hung wall. So sometimes you have to be careful because you have to worry about delamination with these laminated walls when they start to separate. But the cool thing about Flagstaff is they actually vacuum bond their walls. So there's a lot of cheaper ways to make fiberglass trailers. So instead of running it through like a press with rollers, they actually use like super high pressure with with a vacuum. I don't know how it works, but they basically suck all the air out of the walls, so you don't have to worry about pockets of air being stuck in here. So much better method for the fiberglass build on the Flagstaff. If you're out looking at trailers, maybe just ask the sales guy, is it vacuum bonded? Because they won't say anything on the sides with stickers or anything like that. And you got to imagine when they run it through like a press with the rollers, over time they have to remove those rollers and put new ones on, because obviously they lose their integrity. So the vacuum bonding is going to be a lot more consistent versus the pinch roll method. And then also, Kevin, this does have a composite construction. So instead of Luan on these outer walls, they actually use a waterproof material that they put on the outside and the inside. So it's double layered. So that's a huge step up from even a Nobo. They only single layer that composite wall. But instead of wood, you know, it's going to have a waterproof barrier. When wood gets wet, it starts to delaminate, it gets moldy and all that stuff. You got frameless windows. There's no gasket, so you don't have to worry about that stuff deteriorating on you. I know you live in Arizona, and that heat, it does a number to these trailers, especially the cabinetry. And one thing I like about the 20 FBS is it's really lightweight. I think the weight's gonna be a little better for you, Kevin. So the weight on this is gonna be 3,604 pounds and 21 feet 2 inches. So that's plenty. And you can also put, so you can put 779 pounds of cargo in this. So you're gonna be well under your tow rating for your Chevy. But I will show you the differences from the E-Pro to the Microlight, because you might like a Microlight too. So really nice. You got your roof mounted AC. This will be a 13,500 BTU air conditioner. In the Microlight, when we go to the next one, it'll actually have a 15,000 BTU air conditioner. And the other difference is, see how the AC is not ducted in the E-Pro. Once you get to the Microlight, they will. Got a 12-volt fridge. You are a little limited on the counter space, I will say, in this particular layout. You kind of have these covers for the sink to help with prep space, and then the 3-burner cooktop lid top kind of serves as prep space. And then, oh, dang it. They used to put the oven in it. I know you wanted an oven, Kevin. Dang it. Yeah, this one has the convection. You're looking for something bigger, Joe? Joe has a Chevy too, and so did Kevin. I'll ask Kevin. I'll ask my the rep if we can order one with the oven. I don't see why not. The only issue is maybe if it wouldn't fit. But on Monday, I'm off tomorrow, but I'll message the Flagstaff rep and ask him if you can order an E-Pro with the oven. So up front, you do have, I think this is a full, so it's not a queen. And then the one thing I love about Flagstaffs, Kevin, is see how it's all aluminum framed on the front of the bed? When we get further into this tour, I'll show you a lot of other companies, they don't aluminum frame the front of the bed. It's just a thin sheet of wood. So anything you sleep on, stand on, walk on is going to be all aluminum framed. There's no wood framing. Murphy beds are awesome. Definitely like the FDS. And then you do have real wood cabinetry in this. So it's not paper wrapped. You're not going to have to worry about that pilling on you. Hidden hinges. And what else is cool about Flagstaff is that they actually hang their cabinetry with the galvanized steel behind it instead of aluminum. So you're not going to have any cabinetry, hanging off the wall when you're, driving down the road. You get to your destination and then the cabinetry's all crooked. So real wood cabinetry. You even have a vaulted ceiling in this. So I know you're looking at the Nobos. The Nobos have a flat roof on the interior. So this is a nice vaulted ceiling. Definitely help with that rain, snow, all that stuff, but also makes it feel a little bit more roomy and spacious in here. Your fridge is actually the same size as the Microlights now, which is cool. So it's a 10 cubic foot, 12 volt refrigerator. These will have 200 watts of solar and an 1800 watt inverter. So that's more than enough, especially because you live in Arizona. You definitely get enough sun. You can add an additional 400 watts if you wanted to. And then the inverter is cool because it actually allows for all of your outlets to be hot. So a lot of these things, they'll all looks great. Do the hinges stand up pretty good? One thing I always want to point out with Flagstaff is like when you look at them, like, I don't know, is that caulking or something? Like this caulking right here, it's all nice and clean. It's done nicely. You go out and look at trailers sometimes, you'll see like globs of goop you know, where they cover a staple or screw. Even the way they put the roofing in, they use T-track. So you're not going to have any of this trim ever hanging in a Flagstaff. It is in there. Whereas like if sometimes you go to the dealership, you'll see brand new trailers and the trim is falling. So that's why I like Flagstaff so much. You don't have that glops of putty going over all of those screws. And then your bathroom in the back, pretty spacious. I'm not sure how tall or big you are, Kevin, but the Flagstaff E-Pros do have a pretty tight shower. Like, it's not bad for me. Decent counter space. Like, I could live with it, but I will show you real quick. So see how I'm 5'7", and I'm kind of like in the skylight, so I'm not sure that if that's gonna work for you. But it is a little bit smaller than the microlight. But I'll definitely show you some microlights as well that are lightweight. They do make one that's called it's called the Flagstaff Microlight 21 FBRS. That would probably be a good one for you because it's just a hair bigger than this, like a step up. Because these boxes are actually 7.5 feet wide. I have had problems with screws coming out of the cabinet hinges. Oh, okay. I don't want to lie to you. I don't want to make something up. I mean, I haven't had anyone have any issues with their cabinetry, but like they say, it's like having a hurricane, earthquake, and tornado all at once when you're going down the road with this thing, with all these trailers. So they're bouncing around. So if you get a sales guy that tells you their trailers are perfect, they're lying to you. These are all handmade. They're also going down the road, and you know, sometimes things do happen. But overall, the cabinetry is going to be pretty solid in these. But like I was saying, 7.5 feet wide for the microlights. So the main differences from the E-Pro to the microlight is going to be your AC's a 13.5. It's not ducted. And then your box is going to be 7.5 feet wide. And the microlight, it'll be 8 feet wide. And then your interior height is a little bit lower in this. Dang it, I should know that. I measure them every time for you guys. I think it's, crap, now I can't remember. But it is going to be a little higher in the microlights. But overall, it's basically the same exact build. You will get the same slide out and couch in the 21 FBRS. So this will actually turn into a bed. You can pull that couch, that thing up and out. And then it has a Schwintek slide. So it's not super deep and it's not a heavy slide because it's just the couch. So you shouldn't have any issues with your slide on this unit. Let's move on to another Flagstaff E-Pro because I have one that has the theater seating. That's pretty nice too. We'll take a look at that and work our way up to a classic any 24 microlights 23. Yeah, so you'll want the 22 SQS is 23 feet. The 22 FBRS is like right around 23 feet. And then the 21 FBRS is 23 feet. We'll show you a bunch of them today again. I've been showing you so many. You're probably overwhelmed. There's so many options out there. So that'll be the Flagstaff 20 FBS. We'll look at one more E-Pro, and then we'll go to a microlight, kind of explain the differences. And then I'll go to a surveyor where I can actually point out what the step up is from a Flagstaff E-Pro, or from a surveyor to a Flagstaff E-Pro. Let's see. You know what? Let's show you the Murphy bed real quick, Kevin. Because you might like a Murphy bed because it gives you a lot of space. I heard an E-Pro is changing their slides to a Lippert. Yeah, I actually had a customer that reached out to me and I couldn't get the exact brand. So E-Pro will only go up to 21 feet. And then after that, you have to go to the microlight. So they're basically just more small and compact. But yeah, I need to find out what the slide system is because it is going to be different. And I did talk to my rep this week about it, and now I'm drawing a blank on what it was. He didn't tell me the brand. He just told me like how it works. It's like a hybrid slide system, like a what's that one that they call? It's not like a Schwintek, but it still has like the rollers underneath. Let me turn you around real quick. So this is a Flagstaff E-Pro 19 FDS. It does have a slide out on the side. I think you guys saw that. You do get a bike rack on all of the E-Pros. It just comes standard with it. It'll hold 2 bikes, about 80 pounds is what it'll hold. But there is a receiver on the back if you did want to you know, put up your electric bikes. So it'll have a 300-pound rating right there for the cargo rack or bike rack. And then you do get ladders on all of your Flagstaffs, which is pretty nice. This one you can actually take off. But I think this is a 2024, so it should be a good deal. So this is going to be 20 feet 2 inches and 3,655 pounds. And you can put 792 pounds of cargo. All right. You could take it off if you want. It comes off pretty easy. But they just do it, they do it standard in these. So pretty nice layout. What I like about Murphy beds is you get both options. You know, you don't get just the dinette or just a couch. You get both. And the cool thing about this particular Murphy bed setup is you actually have recliners on this one. So let me put you down real quick and show you. So most of the time, like on the Nobos, when it's a Murphy bed, they don't recline. So it's pretty nice. Woo! They don't lean back or anything, so it's not like super intense like theater seating, but it's nice. Then you lift this up, and then all you got to do is bring this down. And the one thing I love about this layout so much, this Flagstaff Murphy beds, is that they actually don't have a seam in the mattress. If you noticed, it wasn't folded in half. Like on the Nobos, they actually fold in half. So I do like that. Let's make sure I don't have any questions. Okay, no questions. But look how simple that was. And you know, if you're going out hiking or you're out on the town, you're going out for dinner and you just want to come back and relax, it's going to be a lot more comfortable, you know, than just the dinette. It's a little more stiff. But let's see if I can show you this. So Kevin, like I was telling you, all aluminum framed. See how underneath there, it's kind of hard to tell. It's all aluminum underneath the dinette. Whereas most companies, it's going to be all wood. So like I said, everything you stand on, sleep on, walk on is all going to be aluminum. And I always explain this, like, so your shade is up there. And the first thing you always do is stick your knee into this to pull the shade down. And I've seen tons of people actually crack their dinettes from doing that. So being aluminum framed is a lot better. Yeah, you can upgrade the mattress. Whoa, that was quick. You can upgrade the mattress. This is going to be a full though. So I don't know, because you know people have certain needs and wants. I don't know if that's too small for you. That's the only downside to this one. I'll show you a 22 SQS, which is just a hair bigger, and it's also going to be a Murphy bed, but I think it's a queen. So we'll check that out too. So pretty nice unit. Again, it has the convection. What year is this one? Let's see. This is actually a 24, so it's actually discounted quite a bit. So 39 down to 31. And I always like to be as transparent as possible with you guys with pricing. I just forget to mention this sometimes because we start going. So there's two ways that dealerships do pricing. I've worked at both places too that do different ways. So some dealerships, they're going to add prep and freight after the price. And then there's dealerships, let me turn you around. There's dealerships that will actually hide the prep and freight into the price. And then what they say is no fees. So they advertise no fees, but their trailers are actually more expensive. But the downfall to them, you know, saying no fees is you don't know exactly what you're paying for. So the best way to do this, and this is, you know, do this with me, do this with any dealership. When you go to get pricing, always ask them, I want a buyer's order and I want the out the door price. No, that's it. And you don't want it texted to you or anything, because there's some dealerships that will just text you the price and they won't even do the correct sales tax. So you have two ways the pricing is going to work. You're going to have either the no fees hidden into the price, you're still paying for it, or a dealership like this where everything is itemized. So usually when you come into the dealership, I have this on my desk as I talk to you about pricing. Let's see. Why am I putting this down? So when I talk, this is something you look at before we come and look at trailers outside, but just so that way you guys know exactly what you're looking at here. I did this for you. So depending on which trailer you go with, you got, you know, pop-ups, fifth wheels, gas motorhomes, and travel trailer, $17.95, and then the freight is $19.95. So instead of us hiding it in the price and then you know, no fees, we actually itemize it so you know exactly what you're paying for. There's nothing hidden from you. And then obviously, you know, nothing's set in stone, but I do like to be transparent with you guys and show you that. So anything that you're looking at on the tag, just add that to it. About like 3,700 bucks. And then 4% sales tax. Just so that way you're not surprised later. So 19FDS. You got the nice placement of your TV right there. Pretty big bathroom. Decent size. I think you're going to like the micro lights a little bit more. But yeah, when you go get pricing, the thing you want to do is just get a buyer's order and go with whatever one is cheaper, you know? If you're paying less and that says no fees and they come back less, just go with that one. Just go with whatever one, you know, is giving you the best deal. But also, whenever you buy a trailer, yeah, I mean, we're willing to negotiate. Of course, we're not set in stone. I always go to the owner. We're locally owned, so it's nice. I can go to the owner. We are pretty aggressive with our pricing because we are next to the dark side. We got Camping World next to us. So being locally owned, we have to be pretty aggressive. But I try to help as much as I can. I actually had a customer yesterday who bought from me, and I talked with the owner about this. And like anyone that comes in and asks for me, I was able to. It had like 6 or 8 grand off on the price. And I said, can I start like a YouTube family discount or something? Obviously, it'll vary depending on the trailer because the one they were looking at was like 40 grand. But I was able to get them an additional 2 more grand off, where usually like if you came in and worked with another sales guy, they don't sell as much as I do. So I can afford to, you know, discount them a lot more. I'm more of like a volume guy. I'd rather sell, you know, 15 units in a month instead of 3 and then just pass those discounts on to you guys. So you come in and ask for me, I'll take good care of you guys. So this will be the 19FDS. Let's go to a micro light real quick. Getting a little too close to you guys. You always see my boogers. Let's see what we got here. Flagstaff is definitely not a brand that you could just have on your lot either. Like they actually have to come and interview you, like the dealership, and they have to, you know, talk with your service techs, make sure, because what they don't, you're going to be representing their brand. Oh, you're stuck with me now. We like with Flagstaff, we're representing them, you know, and so they come in and they'll actually interview our techs and everything, make sure our warranty stuff is all good, and then they allow you to carry their brand. So it's a really tough brand to get. That Nobo, Surveyor, Riverstone is really hard to get, and we got that, and now we are getting Cedar Creek, so I'm pretty excited about that. All right, let's see. Here we go. This is going to be the 22 SQS. Let's see here. Where you buy is just as important as what you buy. I always say that too. Whenever you're looking at RVs, always check the reviews, because you know you're going to need the techs. You're going to need the dealership in the future. I don't care what. If you buy a $500,000 motorhome, like I said, it's like having a tornado, hurricane, all at once when you're going down the road, so things can happen. So always check the reviews of the dealership, because sometimes the service side just really sucks. They'll have your trailer forever. You know, granted, sometimes like it's not the dealership that is taking a long time. A lot of times it'll be the manufacturer. So when you do read those reviews, just keep that in mind. Sometimes it takes a long time for them to get you the parts from, you know, Forest River, Keystone, whatever manufacturer you're going with. So 22 SQS. Now we're going up from an E-Pro to a micro light. So like I said, changes from the E-Pro. You're also not going to get an enclosed and heated underbelly on the E-Pro. You're still going to get tank heaters. So on the E-Pros, you can still use it in cold weather because it does have those 12-volt heat pads. But now when you come up to the micro light, it is all enclosed underneath and has the heat pads. You're still going to get a torsion axle on both no matter what Flagstaff you get. So main differences from the E-Pro to this is going to be the size of the AC. It's going to be ducted on the microlight. You're going to have an actual enclosed underbelly. You're going to have a wider box, and also interior height is going to be a little more. So let's check this one out. But it's still going to have that double layered composite wall on both. Oh yeah. I like this layout. I think it's perfect because it gives you a little bit of everything. So 5,200 pounds. This might be a little too heavy. 23 feet 10 inches and 1,500 pounds of cargo. So Kevin, when you're out looking at trailers, don't just focus on the GVWR, because if you're getting right close to that weight limit that you don't want to be over, if the GVWR is 1,500 pounds, you could be knocking off a trailer that you could potentially buy, because you are not going to put 1,500 pounds of cargo in this, if it's just two of you. So always check what the cargo is, not just check the GVWR, then check the cargo, and make sure the cargo weight isn't like insane. Because some of these will hold like 2,500 pounds, and it's like you will never do that. And if you focus just on the GVWR, you won't be able to tow it. So check that dry weight, check the cargo weight, and the GVWR. Also, tongue weight is important. If you can't find tongue weight, always just a good rule, like rough idea of where it'll be, is 10% of the weight. So, if this is 5,000 pounds, it'll be 50 or 500 pounds for the tongue weight. So Murphy bed, just like the last one. This one is going to be a 60 by 74 queen bed. So RVs, in the RV world, they have RV queens, and then they have also, normal residential queens. The RV queens are going to be 60 by 74, and your obviously your normal queen is going to be 60 by 80. So you pull this little lever up, put this up, bam, you're done. Roll this. You got storage underneath. Got some cup holders for those cold snacks, and you are good to go. Other thing I like about this one is it will have the bigger U-shaped dinette. I do love the freestanding table. People are bigger, some are smaller, so you can actually move it around. If you have kids with you, you can push it to one side if they're a little smaller. And just like I told you, aluminum framed everything. I like to stress that to you guys because most companies do not do that. This slide is going to be a little bigger. It's also a rack and pinion slide system, so it's nice and flush with the floor. Solid surface countertops throughout. That's another difference on the E-Pros. It's kind of like a wrapped countertop. This is going to be solid surface countertops. And like I said, higher ceilings. But how many models do you have with front kitchen and less than 30 feet? I have I just sold one yesterday, but I have one I could show you. Have you seen the 25 MBR? Let's see, I'm trying to read that comment again. David, yeah, that's who I thought I was talking to. Fred, I have one right at 29 feet too. I don't know if that's like, it's still under 30, but oh, you haven't seen the 25 MBR. Write down Flagstaff Microlight 25, M like mom, B like boy, R like Randy. It's one of my favorite layouts, and it just came out this year. I'll show it to you after this. It is an awesome layout, and it's only like 25 feet 10 inches. This is the one I like. Yeah, I love this layout just because it gives you a little more versatility, a little more things you can change. If you have the occasional guest, you have the big U-shaped dinette, and I think it'll fit like someone that's like 6'3", so you can sleep an adult. You got some linen storage right here. I'm gonna do some videos too of like just like doing like 5 microlights all in one video, kind of like this, but just videos. That way you guys can kind of go back to them if you want as well. I just don't have enough trailers right now. I'm still waiting for some, so I appreciate you guys still coming on. I think I can tow it with my GMC. You might be able to. Let's see here. So, if you are watching this 5 years in the future, do not come to me and ask me for this price. It's probably changed. That's why I don't do pricing on my normal videos, because a couple people ruined it for everyone and they got mad at me and threw a fit. So, there's your MSRP sell price, and then $39,995, and then you come to me, I get you a better deal. And then let's see, dry weight 5,200 pounds and 1,609 pounds of cargo. Is that correct? Let's see. Yeah, that's right. And also, when you're also looking at RVs, always check the tag of the actual weight, because the manufacturer doesn't give you the exact weight, obviously. It's just like a general idea. So if you are close to the weight, always go and ask the sales guy what the actual weight is on the tag, because it could be different, because obviously things do change in weight and all that. So you do have your vaulted ceiling, Magic Chef appliances throughout in this, whereas in the E-Pro they were a little bit different. Sometimes they do some Magic Chef and some aren't. So this is going to be all Magic Chef, and then you do have your oven right there. I can't remember the size of the oven. I'll find out for you, Kevin. But good size oven right there. And then the same size fridge, 10 cubic foot, 12-volt refrigerator. It's a 21-inch gas oven. But like I said, everything very much the same from the ePro. Just the AC size, the ducted, higher interior ceilings, and the enclosed underbelly, solid surface countertops, and then everything else is the same. You do have tank heaters on these, so if you do want to camp in cold weather, that's what this button does right there. And the cool thing about Flagstaff's tank heaters is they're smart heat pads. So when you put it on, let's say we hit freezing temps right now, they'll kick on. And then once it's above the temperature that won't freeze your tanks, they'll actually turn off. So imagine how cool that is if you're going down the road and you have your tanks filled, you know, just hit that button and go on with your day. You don't have to worry about your tanks freezing on you because it'll kind of regulate that for you. So let's go check out the 25 MBR for David, because that is one of my favorite layouts. I did sell another one yesterday that was a front kitchen. If you want to look up, David, the No Boundaries 20.5 Beast Mode package. All you have to do is type in Tyler Talks Travel Trailers 20.5 and the video should come up, because I've done videos on all of these trailers. So anything you're looking at today, just type in the model number and you can go see the in-depth tour. I'm not sure if you've seen a lot of my videos, but they are pretty long. Can you tell me what type of hitch would be needed for this trailer? Yeah, so we sell what's called an E2 hitch. And if you stay till the end, later I'll show you the hitch, but you will want a weight distribution hitch. So that's the two big metal bars on both sides that come out. That's what's gonna even the weight out of the trailer. So instead of your truck being lifted up because it's sagging right there on the tongue, it'll lift the weight of the trailer and even it out and push it to the front of the truck. So that way you have more traction and also it's not bouncing around as much. And then you'll also want a sway bar. So the sway bar helps with wind. So when it's windy out, you can tighten it more. It's kind of like a steering dampener on a dirt bike. It'll keep it from moving around. So you just tighten it as much as you need. With the setup I have, it actually, you don't need to take your sway bar off when you back up. It's built in. Some sway bars, you actually have to take them off when you back up because you can like crack it and break it in half. So you'll need a weight distribution hitch and a sway bar and a brake controller, because I don't think your Chevy will have the brake controller. Sometimes those smaller trucks, they don't, like the Tacomas and stuff, they don't come with the brake controller. So you'll need that too. Let's see, I had a question. Any problems with Power Pro? Do you have another option if it fails? Power Pro. Are you talking about like the where you can talk to it, like Hey Power Pro? Because Flagstaff does that. I might be saying the wrong thing. Let's see. So let me turn you around real quick. Absolutely love this layout. And David, I'm going to give you some little tips on front kitchens. Might be shooting myself in the foot, but I'd rather you know this before you buy something and you don't like it. Oh, your truck has the trailer package. Okay, cool. Awesome. You are ready to go. You got that 7-way plug. You'll need that, and then the brake controller. So front kitchens tend to not have very good storage. Like this is a front kitchen as well. And if we look at it, if storage on the exterior is important to you, let's go through this real quick. So right here, you just get a Magic Chef fridge. As we walk around it, I love this layout so much that I could live with it. But I just want to point this out. So when you go to dealerships and you look at these front kitchens, there are very few ones where you get a lot of storage. Flagstaff does make one that's a front kitchen where you still get a lot of storage. I think it's the 25 FKBS if you want to see that one. I just don't have it. Just type that into YouTube and it should pop up. This is your only storage right here. So see all that aluminum framing? I'm just going to keep saying it so that way when you guys go look, you'll be like, is this aluminum framed? So that's your storage that is underneath the bed. Oh, cool, Kevin. So I'm getting myself all confused because both of you guys have Chevys. So that's your storage, really. Put my hand there so you can kind of get a reference. So on front kitchens, just remember the storage does tend to be a little limited on the exterior, and also your tongue weight is going to be a lot higher than a normal travel trailer where the bed is in the front. Like the 20.5 is gonna, the Nobo is 27 feet 9 inches, and the tongue weight is 800 pounds. So it does increase that tongue weight because you have your kitchen on the front. But woo boy, look at that. Dang, that's a nice layout, huh? One of my favorite layouts. They make this in a 29-foot too. I actually showed it last week, but did you? I know I did ask you, David. Are you open to looking at stuff that's 29 feet, or you'd prefer to be well under 30 like this? This is 25 feet 10 inches. Let me actually show you the length and weight real quick. All right, 6,200 pounds, 25 feet 10 inches, and cargo is 1,400 pounds. So probably put about 800 pounds of cargo in this. On the Flagstaff microlights, you will get a 54-gallon freshwater tank, where I think the E-Pros will be like in the 30-ish range, 32, something like that. But front kitchens, the one cool thing about front kitchens is all of the counter space. Okay. Yeah, see, if you can deal with the storage, I'm telling you, front kitchens are the best because look at all of this cabinetry. Look at all of the counter space. I do like the L-shaped, bar stools and the table because, you can kind of utilize it in multiple ways. You don't have to just have a dinette. You can still prep food right here while you're at the stove. Lots of plugs throughout. And again, like I said, these will have 200 watts of solar, 1,800-watt inverter. I do like the magnets. I know last week someone mentioned how they heard about like cabinet doors opening. Those tend to be the ones that are the rolly pins where they start to roll and they get stretched out and then they tend to get weak over time. You got some drawers. Yeah. Yeah, so check this one out, this 25 MBR, and then check out the No Boundaries 20.5. I'd show that to you, but I just sold it yesterday. Oh yeah, the Power Pro. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I have something against that lady. She bugs me. she, I think you have to program it more. When you get it, but all it does is just help you. You don't have to use it. You can even use your phone or whatever. Basically, all the Power Pro does is you could say, "Hey, Power Pro, dim the lights," or you could say you're reading a book and it'll dim the lights for you. Or if you're watching a movie, it could tell you how full your tanks are, how much battery you got, stuff like that. So it is cool. But I'm someone where I know I'm young, but I'm kind of old school. I don't want to be talking to a robot. I'd rather just go and turn the lights off myself. But yeah, they're not doing it on all the Flagstaffs though. I think they're kind of testing it out. You got 2 air conditioners in this one, David. So one in here and then one in the bedroom. But yeah, I think they're just testing out the Power Pro and a couple of the E-Pro models and then see how it does. Because if the people don't like it, it might be a waste of money to continue to keep putting. So 15,000 BTU air conditioners, and they are all ducted throughout. And David, I don't know where you live, but if it is hot where you live, definitely get the second air conditioner in that bedroom. Just it'll definitely make a difference for sure. Arizona. Dang, I'm getting a lot of people from Arizona. I sold one to a guy from Colorado yesterday, and then I sold the one to a guy in Nevada the day before. So this is starting to gain traction. It's been a lot of fun. Everyone's like, "What the heck? These people aren't. They're not even looking at it." I say, "Well, because I go super in depth on my videos." Yeah, this might be a little heavy for you, Joe. Does have the washer and dryer prep. That's what I was showing you. And then this does have a queen bed on it. It's kind of narrow right here. I do the measurements in the long form video, so I measure each side so you'll know if it's too tight for you. But this will be a queen bed. Then as we come back here, so the 826 MBR is this exact layout, but it has 2 sinks, 2 vanities, and like a much bigger shower. But the shower in this is awesome. It's as good as it gets. And of course, you always get the big fart fan in all the Flagstaffs. They don't give you that little rink-a-dink. I just don't get why they don't let you open the window. What's the point? And you got your porcelain throne. One thing I do like about Flagstaff is you do get the shower miser. So some companies do put this. If you're someone that dry camps, basically when you go to take a shower, the first thing you do is you stick your hand out waiting for it to get hot. Well, you're wasting. That's probably the number one place where people waste a lot of their water. With this, all you got to do is put it down. It'll circulate through the line. Once it gets hot, this will turn a grayish color, and then you know it's hot, and then you flip it up. So really cool little feature. You'll notice a lot of different brand companies have different features. Like I like the notebooks; they give you that cool vacuum system, but then this one doesn't. So just kind of make a checklist of what you like. But yeah, one of my favorite layouts. It's got the theater seating right there. They used to do like the massage chairs. Don't let them get you with that. They just vibrate you to death. But so they stopped doing it. But you do have your little charging pad right here and your little console. But overall, I like the layout. I do like front kitchens. Let me show you the price. This is fresh. We got this like a couple weeks ago. 2026. Again, if you're watching this in the future, do not call me mad. So there's your pricing right there. Let's go on to another one. I just sold a super light to the guy in Nevada. Turn you around real quick. Feel free to ask questions, or if you want to see anything in particular, we'll keep looking at some of these smaller ones. I do like the 22 FBS too. Let's see. Ooh, what's that one? That one's sold. Ooh, it's starting to get warm in this jacket. Hot. It's my Friday. Last night, my girlfriend's boss had a Christmas party, and he took us like to Ruth Chris. I don't know if you guys have heard of that place, but man, it was so good. I got filet mignon. I got the lobster, and then I still didn't miss my workout. I got home at 9, had that full dinner, and still went for my run in the dark. My girlfriend thought I was nuts. Do not miss a day. Non-negotiable. All right, let's check this layout real quick. This isn't the 22 FBS, but it's a different one. I don't know why I'm forgetting which one this is. Oh, this is the 22 FBS. I like this layout a lot. This is a layout where you just can't go wrong with it. -3. I've ran in weather like -15. I think the coldest I've ran in was -20. I used to live in Gunnison, Colorado, where it reaches like -30. It's crazy, and we used to have to put Vaseline on our cheeks so that way we wouldn't get like frostbitten. It's crazy out there. Makes you tough. Tough conditions make tough people. So let me turn you this way. 22 FBS, awesome layout. And like I said, the beast mode is cool, but if you don't need all that crazy suspension stuff, this is a nice option. You know, it still has an automotive grade independent suspension, so that'll definitely help the frame of the trailer going through rough terrain. So this is going to be 5,224 pounds and 23 feet 10 inches. Now, Kevin, if you're still here, they make this layout that is called the 21 FBRS. Check that one out because it's like a foot and a half, 2 feet smaller and much lighter weight. So this one might be a little too heavy for you. And the reason this one is heavier is obviously because of the length, but also your slide out is much deeper. So it's a little bit of heavier of a slide. But see how this is very similar to the Flagstaff ePro 20 FBS, but this is a very nice jump up because now you're getting the taller ceilings, wider box. It just feels extremely spacious in here, like tons of room. So if you are bigger, this is definitely a nice option. This is going to be a 60, I think this one's a 60 by 80, and the 21 FBRS is going to be a 60 by 74. But really nice layout. You even have, I like this little desk right here. You have the fireplace. It's pretty cool. That's all solid surface as well. Placement of the TV is really nice. Yeah, we'll get you the price, Diane. This is awesome. I love this layout. It's so comfy. Not too big. but just right. This is probably the one I'd go with. Honestly, I love this layout. This or the 22 SQS is amazing. The TV will pull out so that way you can watch it from the bed as well. And then Magic Chef appliances throughout, of course. On the 21F, the only thing with this one, and like I said, I shoot myself in the foot, but I like to show you what, things that do work and don't. It work. I could deal with it, but let me show you how much room I got. I just realized, I don't know why I keep turning the camera around. I could just push this. So, so my arm is right here. I'm on the toilet. It looks a little more dramatic because of my jacket, because it's so poofy. But you could open this as well. Maybe give yourself a little bit, more wiping room. But let me turn you around again. And then the door is kind of like, see that? You could put your foot through there. Like I said, I saw this layout. This is probably the most popular layout, and this is the only thing I could see where if you are bigger, it does get a little tight in the bathroom. But for me personally, storage is important. And this one does have the pantry to the side right here. So some people are like, man, they should have just not put this, made the bathroom just a little bit bigger. But I'm kind of like, storage goes quick. I don't sit in the bathroom all day. That's a lie. So pretty nice layout. You got your fridge right next to the doorway, so if you need to load it. The other thing I love about this layout is it's the perfect, I never say that, this is the perfect travel mode trailer, because when this slide is in, you could stop off, still take a nap. You could still stop off, make a sandwich, use the counter space. You can even get to the bathroom still and the fridge. Like, it doesn't get any more perfect. That's why I said this is probably one layout where you just can't go wrong, because everything is pretty on point with it. The price on this is a 2026, looking at 45 down to 38,995. I think the E-Pros I was telling you were like in the 30-ish range. So it is a big jump up, but it's the construction and all that and bigger. I do like the front windshield. That's pretty nice. Automotive grade. So let's go check out another one. Man, I don't know what it is. When I get to work on Sunday, I'm just like, I'm not doing it. I don't feel like doing it today. No one wants to listen to me. No one's gonna want to jump on. And then once I get going, it's a lot of fun. Finally able to watch you live. This was another Diane. Would love to see. Let me reread that. Yeah, so I get super down on myself on Sundays. Let me get you the weight. And I'm like, I'm not gonna do it. No one cares. So I appreciate you guys. Hello, finally able to watch you live. Awesome. Thank you for being here, Sydney. This is another Diane. Would love to see something 30 feet or under to fit 2 adults and 2 medium-sized dogs. We got a lot of options. What's the shortest you'd be wanting to go, or what are you towing with, is the question. I'm happy to show you guys as much stuff as possible. So this is 5,200 pounds. And 23 feet 10 inches. Your cargo is 1,500 pounds, which you'd never put that much weight into this trailer unless you bring your weight bench along. So probably about 1,000 pounds fully loaded. You would be maybe 6,200 pounds if you put 1,000 pounds of cargo. And also, quick tip for you guys: when you look at the GVWR, they actually count the fully loaded weight with your fresh and your gray tank filled. All the tanks filled. So it'd be like your black, fresh, and gray tank filled. And obviously, you can't have your gray and fresh tank filled. So that number is a little skewed. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. F350, you could tow whatever you want. You can almost tow whatever you want. Yeah, so thank you for jumping on. Let me squeeze through here. F350, 30 feet or less, 2 adults, 1 dog. 2 dogs? Let's see. We got a lot. Close. Let's see here. Oh, I will say too, like I like under 30 because you can go to the national parks. Let me show you this one, Sydney. If that's your name, I don't know if that's your name or not, so sorry if I'm wrong. But this layout is absolutely amazing. I love this trailer so much. And at first I was like, nah, I don't like it. This thing is crazy lightweight. A lot of you guys have seen all of these layouts, those of you that come on every week. So sorry. Like I said, you guys are going to get sick of my jokes as well. Can't imagine how my girlfriend feels about me. So you already know. You know what this one is. Oh, Sydney's your dog's name. Okay. Well, it's for Sydney too. It's going to be for Sydney too. So just show Sydney this trailer and see if she approves. He or she. 30 FKT, the newest layout they have come out with this year, and this thing is amazing. So this is one of those rare examples. I don't know if Kevin is still here, or not Kevin, David. You like front kitchens, and remember I showed you front kitchens tend to not have good storage on the outside. This is one of those rare instances where it has amazing storage. Let me show you. So the time, look at that. Tons of storage on a front kitchen. I love it. The only way you get this storage is if the bed doesn't have a slide out. So if you're looking at a front kitchen and you want storage on the exterior, just try to find a trailer that doesn't have the slide out on the bed, and then you'll still get that pass-through storage. And Flagstaff Microlite actually makes one. You guys, a lot of you have seen this layout. This one's one of my favorite. Let's see, 6,138 pounds. Super lightweight. That's crazy. And 29 feet, 10 inches. So right under that 30-foot mark, so you're not going to have any issues at the national parks. And this is one of those examples. Remember I told you? 2,300 pounds of cargo. So if you look at this trailer, look at how light it is starting. But if you go off the GVWR, you're going to be at, let's see, 6, 7, 8,000, like 8,500 pounds roughly. And you're going to be like, whoa, I can't tow that. So always check the cargo and see, because you're not going to put 2,300 pounds of cargo in this thing. That's nuts. Check it out. How cool is this? No slide out. First, I didn't think I would like it. And then I found out they made the box wider than 8 feet. So it does not feel like there's a slide in here. Like, let me turn you around. It is so comfortable. Tons of space. It's kind of hard with the camera. But it does not feel like there's no slide out in this thing. I'm totally a fan of this. And they are making a 25-foot model, I believe. So I'm pretty excited to see that. This will have this table that does fold into the countertop right there. So it's kind of like a Murphy table. And then these actually fold. One of my subscribers showed me that a couple weeks ago. They fold flat so you can put them away. And then you got your theater seating. And what I really love about this layout is how big of a window it has on the campsite. So when you're not watching TV, that TV will go down into the countertop and you have a massive window to actually look out and see the view. Really love big campsite windows. That's another thing to think about when you're out looking at RVs. If you want to, sometimes they won't put enough windows on the campsite. So that's where you want to look out the most, So solid surface countertops throughout, Magic Chef appliances, of course. It's got the tank heaters, so you can camp in cold weather. Their bathroom will be in the middle. You got some linen storage right here. I do love storage. You got that race car underglow on the sink down below. That is great storage right there. I'll put my arm in there so you can see. I can't even reach the back. So decent storage. We do like this one also. What's the price? Yeah, we'll show you the price, David. Got that porcelain throne, tri-slide door, and a king-size bed in a trailer without a slide. How sweet is that? Love it. You've got plenty of room. Like this one isn't tight. I know I showed you that 25 MBR where it was tighter. This isn't bad at all. Like I can walk through there. Windows on both sides. I like that headboard back there. Overall, nice layout. 2 air conditioners, all ducted, and your heater is ducted. Let's check out the price on this one. This one's going to get up there. This one does have higher ceilings too. So 86. Does your service department install shocker hitch? We could do anything. Yeah, anything you have. All of our techs are certified. So I'm not sure what a shocker hitch is, but I should probably ask if they can before I start saying. Yeah, I'm sure they could do it. 86 interior, your height is 86 inches in here. So it feels like a fifth wheel in this thing. Also, your microlight ceilings are going to be 82 inches. So you get a little more height than this. Your price on this is $52,612 down to $44,995. Call me today. Pretty good storage on the sides too. Yeah, overall, I love this layout. I like that one a lot. One thing I like about these steps too is they're not the same as the other ones. So you'll see these steps out here a lot. They're pretty heavy. They're like 60 pounds. But these ones actually have the gas strut. So the last thing you want to do is be pulling your steps down. You know, the dog trips you or you drop them and it falls on the dog or the grandchild. But look at this. One finger and then it holds itself up too. How nice is that? I actually had a rep that chipped his tooth once when he was out here training us. It slipped out of his hand and it clipped him. So these steps are awesome. I like that. And then they just fold right into the doorway, just like that. I've never showed you guys that. So if you want those steps, just keep an eye out for that gas strut right there on the side, and you'll know it has it. All the other brands that I have on the lot, they do not do that. So a lot of little details that you get on these trailers. Nice big awning with the LED lights right there. Let's check out another one for Sydney the dog. We got another front kitchen too. Oh, I do like this 25 SRD. Actually, let me show you a surveyor just to show you like a variation in pricing because I'm not sure what kind of camping you're going to be doing. I always tell you guys this, those of you that come all the time, you cannot pick the wrong trailer. It's mainly just like how often you're going to use it, when you're going to use it, where you're going to use it, if you're going to be in cold weather, all of that stuff. So I like to start with Catalina's just to kind of show you a nice base trailer. I wouldn't say it's entry level, but this will be a surveyor. So this will be nice to see the difference. And I do show this layout like every week, so I'm sorry guys. Okay, so think about all the things I've been telling you with the Flagstaffs. You are getting the double layered composite walls. Now, once we get to go down to a surveyor, you're actually going to have the composite wall still. They just use a different brand. This is going to be a single layered composite wall, whereas the Flagstaff will be double layered. Also, down below, like I said, all the E-Pros will have, all the Flagstaffs will have an independent suspension. This is just your standard leaf spring. Your roof on the Flagstaff will be TPO, commercial grade rubber, lifetime warranty. This will have a PVC roof. Don't think it's a big deal. They're all pretty solid now, so don't let that hang you up. But check out this layout. I really like this one. 29 feet, 7 inches, and 5,855 pounds with a cargo that's 1,600. This is going to be the 252 RBLE. So this is surprisingly lightweight for the length. I'm still stuck on the 20 FBS. Let me know if I can order the stove. I definitely will, Kevin. I'll get with my rep and see if that's a possibility for you for sure. So look at that. One slide out, and it is that rack and pinion slide system, so there is no step up. And look at this. So perfect example. Remember I was showing you all of that wood framing or aluminum framing? Look at that. See that? I'll show you the pantry. It's a good size. See how it's just the one piece of wood. And then if we go over here to the bed, remember all the Flagstaffs, they had that aluminum. See that? So the cool thing about Surveyor is it's still a 6-side aluminum frame trailer, meaning the roof, the floor, front wall, back wall, both side walls. It's just not like a Flagstaff level where they aluminum frame the dinette and the bed. So when you're out looking at trailers, if that's important to you, don't just ask the sales guy, just pull up the cabinet, like the front of the bed and your dinette, and you could tell. Pretty nice. Your countertops are going to be a little different. See how it's kind of like that wrapped material. I think your cabinetry is wrapped too. I have never seen, and I can say this, I've never seen a Surveyor's cabinetry peel. We used to sell Springdale, and within a year they started peeling. We actually dropped them as a brand we carried. Them, and we dropped Hemisphere. We dropped Gulfstream, a couple other brands. It's got the fireplace with the TV, and I love the placement of the couch. Look at that. Theater seating positioned perfectly. And the other thing I really love about this layout is travel mode is perfect. I've only said perfect twice. The 22F VRS and this one. So the slide will come right to here. So you still get to use all this counter space. You still could get to the fridge and you could still get to your pantry. Look at that. Big pantry. I could literally come in here and shut the door. So it is super, super big pantry right here. And it goes almost floor to ceiling storage. It's cool because you still have room to put like your brooms and stuff in here if you wanted to. And a big bathroom too. Overall, this is such a great layout. I wish Flagstaff would make one kind of like this. Big bathroom. And the storage is great in this. Look at this. Tons of storage. So you got like another hanging wardrobe in here. So if you're going to be out, for like a year, you're going through hot and cold climates. It's nice to be able to have room for your winter clothes, your summer clothes. This definitely has it. This will also have an enclosed underbelly, and it will have your heated holding tanks. So see, you got your fresh gray and black. These ones are not the smart ones like the Flagstaff. So you do need to turn them off and on your own. But it's not a big deal because these do have solar on it. So it's just going to constantly keep those batteries recharged. The Flagstaff microlights and all of those, they have the inverter. These are all only prepped for the inverter, but you do get 400 watts of solar on these. Nice big window by that dinette. It doesn't open, but pretty nice. And that will turn into a bed as well. This will be a 60 by 80 queen. Yeah, this would be an awesome layout. And it has 2 air conditioners, so you're gonna be nice and cool in this thing. And they usually put 60 by 80 queens in all of these surveyors, majority of them, so you can get a residential mattress. No issue at all. All right, let's go on to the next one. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. It's always nice. It's always fun and to come and hang out on my Friday. Like I said, I started this about 16 weeks ago, and some of you guys have been on like every single one. I don't know how you want to listen to me. I'm so annoying. So if you are new here, let me know in the comments because like I was saying earlier, when I come in on Sunday, I'm like, I'm not doing it. No one wants to hear me. So if you're new, you guys keep me going too because I get about 200 subscribers every week. So I really like to do these for those of you that are new here too because I know it's helping. Also, there will be a link down below in the description. I mention this every time because it helps me out. Kansas City in the house. Thank you, James. If you think I deserve it, if I've helped you in any way, I know some of you guys live really far, so you can't buy from me, but it would be as if you were buying from me because I get a lot of customers from your reviews. There'll be a link down below in the description to leave a review for the dealership and I. Like I told Joe, I don't know why Google is deleting them. There's like 8 that got deleted from you guys, so if you can, it takes about 5 minutes, or you can type in Albuquerque RV, like the hardest city ever to spell. Let's see if I can do it real quick on the spot. ALBQUQ Albuquerque ALBQ. I can't do it. ALBQUER2UE. I think I did it. Let's see. 30 feet, 26 SRD. I sold this layout yesterday. I love this layout. This is nice. We actually have 2 of these, so we still have one available. Also, if you are new here, again, sorry guys, for those of you that come on every week, I say the same spiel. If we are one of the only states in the country where you can buy here in New Mexico without a physical address, and you can get our sales tax, which is only 4%. It's one of the lowest in the countries. And again, sorry, I'm saying the same story. Or the guy in Nevada, I got a new story now. His sales tax, it gets up to like 8%. You got to check what your base sales tax is where you live because there's city and county multipliers. So it can get up to like 11.9% after those city and county multipliers. Here it's just a flat 4%. The other cool thing is, like I said, you don't need to have a physical address here. And what's really cool is New Mexico will actually mail you a form or something, or you could do it online. You can re-register it here every single year. So this customer that bought a trailer in Nevada, he had a big fifth wheel. He said it costed him $1,300 a year to register his fifth wheel. Now, if we're looking, the trailers I'm showing you about 30 feet, you're probably going to spend about 30 to 60 bucks a year to re-register it. So you are going to save tons of money, not only on the initial taxes. Thank you, Diane. You're going to save on the initial taxes because it's 4%, but also you're going to save thousands years down the road as you continue to re-register it. It's still going to be linked to your actual physical address. So there's no discrepancies with you being able to get insurance or anything like that. It'll still be registered to your house, but you'll get a nice, cool chili pepper license plate. Or you can get a balloon one. A balloon, because we have the balloon fiesta. So let's take a look at this one. I always say, I'm like, even if the trailer comes out to the same price, you know, and you live far from me, why are you going to give the state the money? You could just use that money, come out here, hang out, get some green chili, eat some good Mexican food, and then you're spending it on yourself instead of giving it to the state. So a lot of ways we could save you money here. It's kind of unique. The reason why you don't hear about it is because I'm the only YouTuber and reviewer in New Mexico. So of course other dealerships out of state aren't going to mention this, you know. So nice little loophole. This is going to be the 26 SRD coming in at 29 feet 9 inches and 6,500 pounds. You got 1,800 pounds of cargo. That is a lot. This is a great layout. So the guy that bought this, he was actually wanting the Nobo model of this layout, and I flipped him to a Flagstaff. I don't know why I do that so much. I need to stop doing that. I love Flagstaff. I just feel confident selling it. Like, I know people aren't going to call me upset. They're not going to do that with a Nobo either, but I just think the interior construction of a Flagstaff is going to be a little bit better, because your countertops are all solid surface. You got a nice big U-shaped dinette right there with plenty of plugs on both sides that will telescope down into a bed. So you got storage up above. I always like U-shaped dinettes because you have the windows on the back. So when you're kicking back, you can see the view. And lots of counter space with a fireplace. And the funkiest drawer in the world. Look at that. What the heck? What are you going to put in there? You could put Sydney's dog bones, like treats. You could put Sydney's treats in there. But lots of counter space, Magic Chef appliances throughout, rack and pinion slide system where the theater seating is. You got some storage. These kind of psych you out. They're not super deep, but it's added storage. Also, thing to consider is if you want the bathroom in the middle or the back. The middle is nice because if you have friends hanging out in the living area and you just need a little more privacy, you can still get to the bedroom without having to walk through the entire trailer, you know. Then you got that race car underglow on your sink right there. This will have 2 slide outs. One of them is for your wardrobe. Nice linen storage. And then the other one is your main slide out. Pretty nice right there. And so this is the slide out. So it'll come right to where the bed is. And it just gives you a little more storage. And then you don't have, you know, the hanging wardrobes on each side. So you have a lot more space right here. You know, if you want to use those end tables a little more, maybe you want to put a lamp or something. 2 air conditioners, 15,000 BTU air conditioners. And again, I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to ingrain it. There you go. See, all aluminum. Yes, Sydney. I keep saying Sydney. Sorry. You can get a different couch. You can get like a trifold couch where it folds into a bed. I am 5'7", and on those trifold couches, my feet just hit it, the end of it. So, but you can switch these out from the theater seating. I love the theater seating. They lean back too pretty far, so like they're pretty comfy. These fridges are cool too. Like you can open it this way and this way. And I like to show this to you guys too. This is one of the only companies, well, Flagstaff and Rockwood, that actually gives you an owner's manual. And what's cool, like an actual physical one, but what's really cool is they have these 2 women that put these together at Flagstaff and Rockwood. And it's I can never say that, specific. And it has all of your stuff in here. And what's really cool about it is they even have all the serial numbers already in it. And so like if you have any problems with parts and stuff, it's all in here. See, look at that. Everything is ready to go. Very cool. I just like how much they take care of their customers. They even give you like touch-up paint and all kinds of cool stuff. Let's check out the price. So this one you're looking at 56 down to 47,995. Nice layout. I like this one a lot. Let me know if there's something you guys want to see. Just keep cruising along. I'll take care of you. Thanks, Kevin. I will find out what if we can get you an oven in one of those E-Pros. You're in Arizona, so I'd love to earn your business. Join the Albuquerque RV family. We are a locally owned dealership too. The owner is awesome. I've worked at a couple different dealerships. The first dealership I worked at like 8 years ago, I started YouTube that long ago. And they said, the owner said he didn't want me doing YouTube videos. Can you imagine where I'd be at now if he would have just let me? So then I went to another dealership and they started trying to like control me and like control everything. So I left and then I came here and they just gave me free range. It's so awesome. So I have pretty much all the creative freedom I want. And look what happened. It ended up working out for all of us. So I'm going to do a video with the owner soon. She wants to do one. She's all excited. I already figured out what I'm going to do. Are there still trailers with outdoor kitchen? Outdoor kitchen doesn't have to be big. With outdoor kitchens, I got you. Yeah, we'll look at one. Yeah, but I'm going to do a video with her, and I'm going to have her pick out her 5 favorite trailers on the lot, and then I'll have her explain why she likes them, and then do a little interview with her. I was going to do just an interview, and I was like, well, people don't really want to just see that. They want to see the trailers at the same time. So I'm going to see if she wants to do that and kind of pick out some trailers, put her on the spot, see if she gets nervous. She ain't going to get nervous. All right, let's see what we got. For outdoor kitchen, I do have one with an outdoor kitchen. If that's what you meant. I think that's what you meant. Turn around. 25 SRK. I love that layout. And again, if you see any of these layouts that you like, I've done videos on every single one. So just write down the model numbers as we go through these and then just type them in. Some of them might be old, so I was not a very good reviewer in the beginning. I still have a lot to learn actually, but I kind of figured out my style. You know, I think I have a little OCD, so everything has to be the exact same in every video. I think you guys have noticed that. The same process, the circle, the measurements, all that. All right, so this does have, thank you, David. I appreciate it. This does have an outdoor kitchen. It's kind of hard because it's close. Put my hand there. I can't do it because I don't want it to hit this, but there is a stove top in here. So that will slide out, and then you have a nice stove top for pots and pans, a little bit of storage. Got a plug for the coffee pot, fridge, and then this does have a griddle on the outside as well. But now this is a 24, so they no longer do griddles on the microlights, which is a bummer. They shouldn't be taking stuff out. They should be giving us more stuff, more. So it does have the bracket still on all the Flagstaff. So if you wanted us to order you the griddle, we could still do that. They do make a Flagstaff 20F E-Pro. That's a 20FK front kitchen with an outdoor kitchen too. It's only 20 feet. 7,000 pounds, 29 feet, 9 inches. And this will have a bed slide. If you get a bed slide, you'll probably always want a bed slide after that. Look at this, 2 slide outs. Probably you're no longer going to be able to get the gas electric fridge. So if you want that, I got one. I heard Norco actually filed for bankruptcy, so it's pretty much done. No more gas electric fridge. I guess Dometic could still do it. Pretty nice. Still the same appliances. This will be a 2024 with your theater seating, dinette, and your slide-out bed. Check that out. I like slide-out beds because it just gives you a lot of floor space in here. I forgot to show you the model number, so we'll do that. And then I don't think this one has the washer dryer prep. It does not. See, those are those rolly pins I was telling you about that tend to stretch out and they get loose. All the other ones are magnetic, but it's really easy to switch them out for the magnet ones. 2 air conditioners. Bathroom is kind of off to the side. So this is, I'm not mad at this because it doesn't take up a lot of as much space as the other bathrooms. So if you're not like really needing the massive bathroom, this is a nice option because then it just gives you more, you know, living space. And your dinettes. This one is going to be, this one's a really good deal because it's a 2024. 62 down to 42,995. Whoa. 6,800 pounds, 1,600 pounds of cargo. It's got the fireplace. What are your thoughts on this brick look? Just curious. Fireplaces are nice because, you know, if you have full hookups, you don't have to waste your propane. You know, you can, and they work really good. The other day I put one on and I had to turn it off, so it will heat the area pretty good. Nice little hidden storage there. Overall, pretty nice layout. The counter space is a little limited on this. There's always a give and take with travel trailers. You know, it's a compromise. You gain one thing and then lose another. If anyone wants to see fifth wheels or anything else, just let me know. Do a quick cruise down here and see what else we got. Appreciate you guys coming on. It's always fun to do this on my Friday. I feel fulfilled when I go home, like I got something done. I do have a lot more tours coming. I'm just waiting for these trailers to come in. Like I said, usually in December, they shut the entire Forest River factory down. So we get delayed on some stuff being delivered, but we do have some coming. If you didn't know, a lot of the Forest River products, the Amish actually make them. So like the Flagstaffs, those are made by the Amish. So I like to think, most people like to think, that they probably take a little more pride in their work. So a lot of other manufacturers have trouble finding, you know, people that do good work like that. Let's see. If you like that 25 SRD, I'll show you a no boundaries with the beast mode package. If you don't know what the beast mode package is, it's pretty awesome. It's a green trailer too. Late to the show. No worries, James. I always say it. You guys probably hear the same thing. Oh yeah, I'll go over that, Brian. Oh yeah, Brian, thank you for the review. I really appreciate it so much. Let's see. Got some. Yeah, James, we haven't gotten much anything new in. So like I was telling everyone, the people that come on every week, they're probably sick of my jokes, the same jokes every week, same trailers. But we're starting to get more and more subscribers, so I like to do these for even. It's got the green on the outside, baby, the green machine. It's got the goat, but check this out. Ugh, bam! Look at that. So cool. Look at that. It's so goofy. Okay. Sometimes, you know, these manufacturers will put some really cheesy stickers on the outside. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen, like on the Catalina videos I've done, it'll say free auto level. Like, come on. Free? Yeah, sure. I'm sure it's free. But like they call this racing inspired. I don't know about racing, but it is sweet. So there's no axle in the middle. Nitrogen filled shocks. Oh man, that'd be tough. Those Titans actually pull a lot. Like, oh no, don't you have a Tundra? Let's see. Can't remember. A Titan. Yeah, Titans. They tow like 9,000 pounds, maybe a little more. But these are really cool because there's no axle in the middle. So if there's like a big boulder or something, you won't be hitting it. Also, it's gonna have more flex to it. It's gonna help with help with the frame of the trailer, all that good stuff. No Titan Pro 4DX. I'm drawing a blank on you right now. This will be 20.7. This is going to be the Beast Mode package. So you can get this with just the C series. So if you don't want the crazy suspension, which is sometimes overkill for people, you can get the C series. So it'll be the same trailer, but you won't get 400 watts of solar. You'll only get 200, and you'll also only get inverter prep. The weight on this one, you are looking at whoa, that's actually surprisingly light. 6,302 pounds, and your cargo is 1,363. So, good question, G.S. Smith. I think the E-Pro, the Flagstaff is going to be a little bit better. It's hard to say better because it's close. These are all still 6-side aluminum framed, like the Nobo and the Microlite. I don't know how long you've been here, but like remember on the Flagstaff, I showed you how it's all aluminum framed. On these, it's going to be, see that? It's just wood. So I like to think that the construction is going to be a little bit better maybe on the interior, but it's close. Like even your countertops, see how it's not the solid surface? It's like kind of like a wrapped material. Just preference, you know. Some people want that suspension. They really want that one. So this will be a rack and pin or Swintex slide. You'll always know because it has that little step up right there. These the theater seating is cool, but if you are shorter, I'll put you down so you can see. When it's a Swintex slide and you sit on the couch, see that? That's the only downside. Here in New Mexico, we're kind of short, so your feet might dangle a little bit. Yeah, everyone loves the Nobo look. I sell these more than anything. I used to sell more like the E-Pros, but people are just really liking the look of these. They don't come with the oven. I think some might. It's just the storage. But what's cool is they do give you an air fryer and a convection. So I do love an air fryer. TV's in a good spot. These will all have 12-volt TVs too, so they'll work without being plugged into a generator or shore power. It's even got that nice wallpaper right there with Cowboy Dan on it. Small little details. This is exactly like the 26 SRD, but it doesn't have the U-shaped dinette like the 26 SRD. But pretty nice porcelain throne. And the bed is going to be 60 by 80. One thing I want to show you guys that are new to this, if you're thinking of getting a Nobo, I'm just, like I said, I shoot myself in the foot. You'll notice sinks out there with all the trays and bins. It'll have like a waterfall spout. This is a 26 model. They got rid of those fancy sinks because they were actually having recalls on the waterfall spout. So they were having leaks. So if you do see one out there that's a 25, just keep that in mind that they did change it because of those recalls on the sink. And then they replaced it with a porcelain toilet instead of plastic. But I will tell you, I have not had one customer come in with a sink leaking. So I haven't seen it, but I just like to tell you guys what I'm hearing. Let's see, I had a question real quick. We have the Rockwood GeoPro 20 FBS, but want a larger one. Oh, so you want to go up to a Microlite or a Mini Light. I used to sell Rockwood. Same trailer, just different stickers. Dang, this one has huge discount. Almost 14 grand. Okay, so you'll see this at a lot of dealerships. So crazy. Cash isn't king no more. But you get a finance discount because we get a kickback from the bank. And instead of us like holding on to it, we apply some of that to the price that you see that's discounted. And then we match it. So we'll match that. So it's basically a dealership and then the finance that brings you down to your sales price. Just call me. Do not think that everything is set in stone. Trust me. Just call me. I'll take care of you. Especially all of you guys that are on YouTube. You know, you guys are customers that we normally would never get. So, you know, being able to capture you guys and bring you along to the Albuquerque RV family, we will work with you. Do not worry. Pretty good storage. Overall, nice layout. I do like it. Almost identical to the 26 SRD. Let's go look at a fifth wheel real quick just to change it up for a sec. Ooh, we got this toy holder in. It's pretty cool. It's it's only 30 feet and it has a 15-foot garage. Yeah, Brian, don't worry about it. Just call me. You tell me what you need to get one from us and I'll do whatever it takes. Okay, let's see. We got fifth wheels, we got toy haulers. Nice day out. I always get like a bunch of people on, right? We still got a little bit of time. If you're new here, let me know in the comments because you guys definitely keep me going too. I hope you guys got some good info. A lot of you guys weren't here in the beginning, so I actually do want to explain the difference between this and the fiberglass. So if you're looking for a trailer, you have options. You got the aluminum siding, wood framed, more traditional build. And then on this side, you have your fiberglass and aluminum frame trailer. This is going to be a laminated wall. This is going to be a hung wall, kind of like your house. So if this is a laminated wall, what could happen? It could delaminate. So that's when you have potential issues of the walls separating. With a hung wall, you do not need to worry about any of that. What else is cool about these aluminum sided trailers is, see how they're just one panel at a time? You can fix one piece. Whereas on a fiberglass trailer, you're going to have to replace the entire wall. So if we come over here and look, like I told you guys, there's no right or wrong trailer. There's all your wood framing. But this will have bat insulation. Can you give an estimate finance rate at your bank? That's tough because it'll depend on. I know rates went down. If you, I'll ask. I think I still have your number in my phone, Diane. I'll ask my finance manager. I'm sure your credit's amazing. I'll ask him and text you after the live to see kind of what he thinks. I know they changed a little bit, but so this is gonna have your aluminum siding, then your wood framing, then your bat insulation, and then your inner walls. This is going to have your fiberglass, and it's either going to be Luan, which is wood, or it'll be that composite material. The composite material is going to be waterproof, so that's going to help with delamination. The other thing I want you guys to focus on when you're out looking at trailers is ask the sales guy, is it a vacuum bonded wall or is it a pinch and roll wall? Because there's cheaper ways to make these fiberglass trailers. If they use the pinch and roll method, they just run it through a press with these giant rollers, and over time they lose the integrity with those rollers. What if your trailer is the last one that goes through that press for your walls? That would suck. Vacuum bonded is way more consistent, so they literally suck all the air out of the walls and compress it. And also they do that composite material on Flagstaffs on the outside and the inside walls. So see on this little picture how it's starting to delaminate and get bubbly, and then if it was Luan, that wood starts to get moldy and deteriorate. So those are kind of the two main differences of a fiberglass to a wood framed traditional build. There's pros and cons to both. This one you'll have to worry about hail damage. This one you won't. This one you're going to worry about fading. This one you won't. So it just depends on what's best for you. Hope that kind of helped you a little bit. They make really, really cheap fiberglass trailers out there too. So just because it's fiberglass does not mean that it's, vacuum bonded. It doesn't mean it's aluminum framed. It could still be wood framed. Just the way I've been showing you guys everything. Just lift the beds, look in the storage areas, see what it's built out of, and all of that stuff. Like I said, there will be a link down below if you want to leave a review. It helps me out so much. You have no idea. I got a couple customers this week that came in because just like me, when I go out to eat or I go shopping at a store, I always check the reviews, and they saw that I had a lot of people referring me or talking about me, so they come in and ask for me. So if you have 5 minutes, either go to Albuquerque RV or go to the link down below for the 5-star review. Also, there will be a link down below in the description that talks about those taxes, how you could save thousands of dollars. I did a video on that. That'll be in the description as well. Here's how you spell Albuquerque RV if you want to help me out a little bit. Right there. That's the hardest ever. ALBUQUERQUERV. And yes, that is where Breaking Bad was filmed. And I want to tell you, that is not a TV show. That is actually a documentary of Albuquerque. It is that crazy here. So yeah, there'll be 2 links. One for the taxes to teach you about how you can save money. Great way to save money. It's a little loophole. One of the only states to do it. 5-star review if you think I deserve it or if I've helped you in any way. And if you are new here, every Sunday, 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, we come live and hang out. I appreciate all you guys jumping on with me today. It is my Friday. I'm going to go get my run done and I'm going to have a beer. So you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Sunday, yeah. And I'll be back on Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, I take off. So you guys have a great evening, and I appreciate all of you guys so much.